Hi Laser, I would like to make a video about LaserMapMaker.com.
Okay.
And you have time until the end of the week. So here is the username and password. And
Okay.
that's it.
All right. I'll get to it then.
So, you're new in the world of map making and SVG files, and you want to get to this from this? So what does this do? Okay, I guess it makes it transparent, some kind of overlay, and this is inspect. Oh, okay, so this just shows you the map without any of the background. Let's see, rotate. Oh, you can... Oh, that's nice. Okay. Alright, I like that. Hi, I'm Laser with Homemade Art Bulgaria. In this video, I wanted to share my experience in using LaserMapMaker for the very first time. Admittedly, I have little to no experience with this type of software, apart from what I've picked up here on the job, but I still had a lot of fun checking out the program with all of its pros and cons, and I decided to make a video in case you wanted to check it out yourself. I did face some difficulties, and the program definitely lacked some features that I expected it to have, but I ended up managing to make a map of about 5 layers in just under 2 hours of trial and error. So if you want to take a crack at it, learn from my mistakes, and it might take you one. Let's check it out. Okay, let's just go with, I guess, Japan and blank template, and then maybe create project. Okay, so what does this do? Okay, I guess it makes it transparent, some kind of overlay, and this is inspect. Oh, okay, so this just shows you the map without any of the background. We have some aspect ratios. All right, I don't think a lot of these are very useful, but let's go with this one. 4:3. Okay, we have. Oh, okay, so this is like kind of useful for the framing, the size one. What does this do? Zoom. Okay, let's see, rotate. Oh, you can. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right, I like that. It can help you with the orientation of the map, I guess. That seems pretty useful. And you can type it in. Okay, that's nice. Okay, we have scale. I don't know what this does. I guess it kind of looks like it just zooms it out or something. Maybe I'm missing something. Okay, and let's see, we have shape. Alright, I guess this can be kind of useful too. Hexagon, that's pretty... US states. What? Who needs this? Okay, this seems kind of useless, but alright. I guess you can have it in. There's... Okay, support chat came up. I don't need help, thank you. Let's see. Let's try to add a layer. Okay, we have land, water. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to land fill? Landfill? Okay, let's try landfill. Create. Did that do anything? What did that do? Style. Oh, I get it. I guess the land is just the square. Okay. This is where I started getting a little carried off with exploring the map. There are all sorts of interesting places around the Great Lakes, so I wanted to look for something that would make an even cooler project. Ultimately though, I just got stuck looking at people's houses at the lakeside and being jealous. This might be a good time to mention some of the things that I thought the software lacked after spending 2 hours trying to figure it out. In the first place are some canvas measurements. When making maps, you'll find that you need to know how big certain details are before being cut, otherwise you might end up with streets so small your layers become too fragile or unusable even. This program is still in development though, so here's hoping that this gets added in the future. Ultimately though, I decided to settle on Vancouver, Canada to continue my experiments. Let's see what adding some infrastructure looks like. Alright, so I found this city in Canada. I think it's called Vancouver. I'm gonna try to put some streets on it. Let's see if it's gonna work out. Miscellaneous roads. So roads, let's try bridges, and there should be roadways. Okay, so let's select all of those. Okay, so here we have some roads. Nice. Okay, and let's check what preview export does. Alright, okay. So we have some options here for the format of the file and the strategy. I guess fill and outline would be regarding whether you would like to engrave or cut. I obviously can't export at this point because I only have one layer with everything on it. I'm gonna have to break these down in different layers. So from what I knew up to this point, I decided to try to make a map from scratch. So I chose Shanghai, China. Let's see how I did. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a land layer first. So I have some kind of background. Now let's also add the water to the land layer as well. Okay, that should be fine. There's still a lot of tiny lakes here, so I'm probably going to have to edit the SVG file in the end, but that's besides the point. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and add some secondary and tertiary streets and paths. Okay, so this should be my engraving layer, so I'm gonna go ahead and also add maybe some more streets. Let's check what else can we add here. Primary could be okay. Yeah, it didn't really change a lot, but okay, so I'm gonna just leave this layer as is. Okay, so let's try to make one layer with only the primary roadways. Alright, so I'm getting some nice layering, this is nice. Let's go to roads and add the paths, the car paths. Okay, this looks pretty good. Okay, and we can play with our map scale a little bit as well. I did find out what it did. It actually just serves as a way for our streets to retain detail as we zoom out. So that way we can actually make a map of a bigger chunk of land while retaining some of the details that are finer, like the secondary streets. Okay, let's click preview. This should take a few moments. I did manage to get 4 layers. You could go for more depending on which streets you export, but for this map I think it's gonna work out. Okay, so we have our water, our secondary and primary streets, as well as our motorways. So at this point I'm just going to go along the different layers, and I'm going to select outline because I want all of these layers to be cut. And scrolling down, we're just going to click outline everywhere. SVG for this segment, and it looks pretty good so far, so I think I'm just going to export them the way that they are. And here we have just a summary of all the layers and the expected cost. We're just going to go ahead and export again. Alright, this part is going to take a little longer since they're actively being converted to SVG files. It depends on your computer, of course, but once they're done, which should be any second now. Okay, and now we should be ready to download the files and load them up into whatever program you have, be it Lightburn or CorelDRAW or anything you might be using with your laser, to cut them and make them into a map. So all in all, it took me about 2.5 hours to get this done. I still have some work on some of the SVG files, mainly the water. There are a lot of lakes in Shanghai, and if I cut them all out, my layer might lose integrity. It's probably going to look like Swiss cheese. Apart from that, I was pleasantly surprised by the program. It was way more user-friendly than other alternatives like QGIS, for example. The labeling wasn't quite what I expected. Some of you might know that in QGIS you can pull out the name of a city, the name of an island, the name of a municipality. There are so many options on what kind of labeling you want on your map. Whereas in LaserMapMaker, you kind of have the settlement option, which just brings out all the neighborhoods and the name of the city. And if you want just the name of the city, that's not going to be possible. Another thing that I mentioned was the lack of any kind of measurement tool. You don't really need measurements all the time when you're working with SVG files because they scale infinitely, but you do need them in order to find out if all of your streets are going to be cut properly and not just fall apart when you cut them. If you want to check out the program, I've left a link in the description, and if you would like to check out some of our other videos like this one that is about laser engraving, you can click on it right here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and of course leave us a comment if you would like to say something on the topic. That's it for today, and we'll see you next week.